At this time, I am calling to order the meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals, Village of Bartlett, County of Cook, DuPage, Kane, at 7:03 p.m. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Mike Weirden. George Cozio.
Here.
Bob Bucaro.
Here.
Patty Hansen. Here. Robert Carney.
Here.
Linda Hansen.
Here.
Joe Bono.
At this time, we need to approve the minutes of the meeting of October 2nd, 2014. You have a copy of the minutes before you. Is there any discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Linda,
Second.
second by Bob. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Linda Hansen.
Yes.
Bob Bucaro.
Yes.
Patty Hansen.
Abstain.
Robert Carney.
Abstain.
George Cozio.
Yes. The first item on the agenda is case number 14-26. The property is at 706 Heather Lane. Are the petitioners present? Yes. Do we have evidence of the mailings, the pictures of the signs, a copy of the notice in the newspaper, and any additional documents?
Mr. Chairman, we do.
So label those documents A, B, and C. Will the petitioners please come to the microphone at the podium to present your case? Raise your right hands. Do you solemnly affirm that the evidence and testimony that you are about to give is only the whole truth?
Yes.
Please clearly state your name and address for the record.
James LeBud. Our home address is 1308 Silver Circle, Bartlett, Illinois, 60103.
And Renee LeBud, 1308 Silver Circle, Bartlett.
At this time, please present your case.
Okay. We own the property in question, 706 West Heather Lane. It was, we bought the house about 23 years ago. It was one of the first houses built in that subdivision. About a year ago, it sustained a house fire and was going through some renovations, so we hired an architect to build an addition. As part of that addition, we would like to request the variance for a covered front porch, which is why we're presenting our case before you today.
The question to staff, have you received any phone calls, emails, or comments, feedbacks on this matter?
We have. We received one phone call yesterday inquiring about the case, and then we did have one counter visit regarding the case as well. And the counter visit, my understanding, I didn't work with the person, but the counter visit was the person was objecting, indicated that she was against the proposal. She was encouraged to come to the meeting this evening or send an email. We didn't receive a letter or an email from her, and I don't see her present.
And there was no reason on her part while she was objecting?
Again, I didn't work with her. I wasn't. What I was told from the person who worked with her is that she had concerns about the maintenance of the property.
Okay, I guess if she was truly concerned, she'd be here tonight. Are there any comments or discussion from the board on this matter?
Go ahead, Bob.
I have a comment. I have a real problem with the front setback and making variances for this front setback. I believe that setback really defines the neighborhood. Generally, when the subdivision is built, the houses are built in relatively the same time, and the subdivision, as it was platted, there's, you have that setback. And you look down streets, not just Heather Lane, but any street, there are very few houses, or virtually no houses, I believe, that are beyond that setback, because that's the way that the subdivision was built. So to make a variance, I find that really difficult, because I think it changes, even if it's one house and 5 feet, it changes the character of that street.
Which,
So,
I can understand that, and typically, if it was like a straight street where all the houses were in a straight row and they were all on a 25-foot setback, I could see how that would definitely affect the characteristic of the street. But the way and the position of that our house, 706 Heather, it's actually on a curved street. So if you're actually looking down the street, 2 doors down, the street actually curves and all the houses go down. So even 2 doors down, the front of their house is well beyond the 6 feet that we're actually proposing. So it almost looks like it would fit within that area and be quite an improvement for that area, which is why we are requesting the variance. Also, with the way we're planning on building the addition, it would be quite an improvement on the property, which would, we believe, help improve the look and characteristic of the neighborhood. And like I said, we actually lived in that neighborhood for 13 years, so we do care about how the neighborhood appeal and the characteristics of the neighborhood. And we feel that with just the front porch, it would actually add to the look of the neighborhood.
yeah, I mean, I think it would add to the appeal of that house, but again, I think, my personal opinion is that it, even if there's 2 houses on each side that are straight, I see the curve, that looks to be like 2 or 3 houses down, and the other side looks to be about the same. So it's something I struggle with, because I think that's just such a defining principle of that street, of the neighborhood, any neighborhood, the front yards. And, I understand wanting the covered, having the protection for the entranceway. I can see across the street, the house has a covered entranceway, but it was designed that way, and the garage is at the front setback, and the house and the front entranceway is, behind that front property line. So, not that it would, certainly it doesn't detract from your house. I'm just concerned about it detracting overall from the neighborhood. I mean, the addition is fine, and, architecturally, it looks nice the way it was designed for your house. My concern is the entire neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know he had a picture, Mike. Thank you. That's what I'm referring to. So from the side of the house, if we were to build that covered porch, you can see how the street does curve down. So it's not as if that covered porch would totally protrude and be, an obtrusive thing detracting from the rest of the properties on the street. Obviously, it is a variance, which is why we're here requesting it. Another reason we would like to cover the porch is the front of the house faces south, and that southern sun just beats on the front of the house. We've replaced the front door twice already because of the sun just beating on it, which actually deteriorates the front look of the house. And we feel that by covering it, when we replace the front door, it will help the appeal of the house also, which obviously would hopefully improve the appearance of the overall neighborhood.
I have to make a comment. I visited the property, and I was saddened to see that there was a fire. I looked at the front, and I'll hold my comment on that for a moment. I did walk around to the back because I was curious as to what the addition would be and how it would play into the backyard. I like what I see from the architectural drawings of what the front will look like. I like a home with a covered entryway, whether it be just by the door or the door with a small porch. We've had others similar to this over the years, and there are others in the neighborhood that are like this. Some are the entryway with a small porch, but your house in this case was the luck of the draw as to where the builder placed it on the lot. In all honesty, I think this is a wonderful idea. I like a front entryway that's covered. It's a more warmer and more appealing look to me. And when you look at what you were just discussing, the side view, it's not enclosed. It's an open area. I think that this is a nice addition to the house, and I'll vote in favor of it. I would like to see it go forward.
And the issue with the variance was actually putting the posts to support the overhang, where when we first looked at it with just having it hanging over the front, it just didn't look as appealing, which is why we decided to make the appeal to add the posts, which definitely improved the overall look of the covered porch.
I think aesthetically, it certainly dresses that house up, and it certainly would be a positive I would think, from anyone looking at the property. So I don't find it offensive. I like that it's got the pillars. I like that it's open. It's not, it's not something that you've bricked up 3/4 of the way up or anything like that to actually enclose it. I like it.
I'm glad to see that you're rebuilding. I'm happier to see that you're enlarging. That means that you like the property, you like the area. It's a good thing for you and for Bartlett.
Thank you. Yes, it was our first home that we ever bought together, and we just outgrew it, and we have always wanted to build on. That was one of the reasons we bought the house. So this was just an opportunity, and we just hope and pray that you guys will approve the variance.
I'd also have to say I do like the plans for it. Looking at the elevation pictures, the front elevation, if you do that cultured stone look on the bottom like it shows here, it'll look like the property that's on Morning Glory, at Morning Glory and Struckman, the second house in. They did a wonderful job. I know back on Gardenia, they just finished doing cultured stone on the front of their house, right behind you guys. I think it's sharp. I really like it. I knew a tenant of yours that lived in there a few years back before the fire. I think this would be a wonderful addition to not only the neighborhood but to Bartlett as well, and I think it looks great.
Thank you.
Any other comments or discussion from the board on this matter? If there are no further comments from the board, we will open this to the public for any comments. It doesn't appear that anyone is present to speak on this matter.
What were the pillars going to be made out of?
Currently, a wood finish.
Okay.
So a boxed pillar is what I'm interpreting from the drawing.
Mm-hmm. So it's not something that would be high maintenance or deteriorating in a short time?
No more than any other painting that would be required.
If there are no further comments, I would entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion made by Rob,
Second.
a second by Pat, to pass along a positive recommendation to approve the request for a variation to the front yard at the 706 Heather Lane property. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Robert Carney,
Yes.
Patty Hansen,
Yes.
Bob Caro,
No.
Linda Hansen,
Yes.
George Koziel,
Yes.
Mike Werden,
Yes.
We are passing along a positive recommendation to the village board. Question to staff, when will this appear before the village board?
It'll be on committee probably in December.
To the petitioners, please stay in touch with staff for additional information. And thank
Yes.
you for coming
we-
out tonight, and good luck on your
Can
your
we
project.
make one additional request? Seeing that we are building the addition and are working with contractors, especially with pouring the concrete for the foundation, and then having carpenters come in shortly after, if at all possible, an expedited vote on the approval, or if at all possible.
It is not possible. It'll go to committee, they'll review the record, and then the board will decide, the committee will decide to forward it on, and it'll take a full vote of the village board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No further items tonight? Is there any old business or new business for discussion?
There is that other item on the agenda, that 310 West North Avenue. We have to open that public hearing because it was published, and then continue it to the date specific for your December meeting. It's accessory structure height and accessory structure setback. The public hearing notice had an error in the setback that was published.
So item number 14-28 for the 310 West North Avenue
Right.
will be continued on December 4th, 2014, ZBA meeting.
Can you do that in a motion?
Do
Open
I-
the hearing and then do a motion? Sorry.
Open the public hearing portion, and then we have the picture of the sign and the publication in the newspaper and the affidavits,
So we go through the
Yeah.
normal.
Some of that's going to have to change.
because it's, yeah.
Okay.
But we open the public hearing, we still have to republish it.
Okay, so this item then is item number 14-28, a property located at 310 West North Avenue. Do we have evidence of the mailings, pictures of the signs, copy of the notice of the paper?
We only have we have them all, but they're not accurate because they have a problem with the setback distance
So
that
they
was
have-
published. So they got to go through, we have to change the sign, the publication has to be republished to include the right setback distance, and then they'll have to do the mailings. They didn't even do them because we discovered the error before they mailed it.
So open it up to the public, then I'll make a motion, continue it.
So we'll open it up to the public. Anyone willing?
And then continue it, because the structure height is correct. It's the setback distance, so.
I'll make a motion to continue this to the December meeting so that they have a chance to republish this with the accurate data.
Second.
Now close the public.
We'll close the public portion of the meeting. A motion was made and seconded. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mike Werden,
Yes.
Robert Carney,
Yes.
Bob Caro,
Yes.
Linda Hansen,
Yes.
Patty Hansen,
Yes.
George Koziel,
Yes.
Thank you.
Did we do okay in the minutes? We had enough people to approve?
Yep.
Then do we have any old business or new business?
that you'll have a meeting next month.
Yeah, that's the new
Just
business, George.
continue.
Okay.
There really isn't any old business. I think most of the cases that we've heard all summer long have been taken care of, so they all passed.
So hopefully there'll be a meeting for December 4th.
Yeah, there will be. I don't think there will be another item. There might be, but I don't have anything. It'll just be this one.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
A motion for adjournment, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned at